guys, it's going to be a great episode today.
It's going to be a very cold episode.
Yeah, that is
Hoe lang deze uitzending gaat duren.
Oh, Bas. Maar dit is geen media.
Evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 1 of HIWRs3ep1. What a great time to be back at the start of the new season here in the Netherlands, and what a season it's going to be. As usual, I have some amazing guests with me. Well, we call them amazing, but welcome back to Eric. Eric.
Ja, daar ben ik weer.
Ja?
Hallo, Gareth.
I see you
Wat er van over is in ieder geval.
Yeah, I missed you, man. I missed you. I definitely lost weight. I think you found pies in England at the rugby.
Well, you lost quite a bunch of kilos, but I actually found them.
I believe you tried to play rugby in the summer, mate?
Ik heb lekker gespeeld met Boudewijn en mijn zoon op de derde rij tegen Stowe in the Wold. Stowe on the Wold.
And it lasted all of, what, 6 minutes apparently?
Nou, ongeveer een kwartier. En de revalidatie duurt nu bijna 4 maanden.
Ja,
Kruisband afgescheurd.
Well, credit to you, mate, playing rugby at almost 60 years old.
Zo is het, niet anders. Mijn vrouw zei, was dat het nou allemaal waard? Ik zei, al hadden ze dat been afgezet, dan was het nog wel waard geweest.
Unfortunately, no footage of that on HIWRs3ep1, but next time we'll surely get highlights of that. But also, a big welcome back to head coach, director of rugby. Which one is it?
A little bit of
Head
both.
coach.
Yeah.
Mitch, McGahan. Mate, welcome back.
Thanks,
Excited
mate.
for the new season?
Definitely excited. Excited to be back. Lucky enough, they've made an impression last year, and I got an opening day spot on HIWRs3ep1, so must
There
have
we
done
go.
something right.
Here we go, mate. Well, definitely, you haven't had much of a holiday. It's been quite a busy year for you with everything you're involved in.
About one week after getting back from Scotland with you, with the 20s, so straight back into it. But the winter stop is 3 months long. I'll have 6 weeks in New Zealand then.
Well, we'll definitely have a nice chat about that later when we get to the league. Boudewijn, awesome to have you back. Legend of Dutch rugby.
Ja,
Legend of the Dukes.
Ja, ik denk dat de rest die kon dat ik mocht komen, maar dat weet je natuurlijk nooit zeker. Hè? Ik kom vandaag nog, dus ik denk ik ben erbij.
No one from the Dukes.
En
wants to
vergeet
come
niet,
in.
hè, ik kan voor het altijd zeggen, oh, een camera. Ik heb het Erik gespeeld, dat is natuurlijk wel echt wel hard. Je loopt ergens rond en zegt, ja, maar ik heb met Erik gespeeld en dan...
He's always talking about back in the day when he played, but as far as I know, you played one game in the era class. How many?
Nou, 5 minuten. Dus,
And we say we have experts here on the show.
nou, maar even wachten, even voor de duidelijkheid. Je hoeft niet per se een hele goede koe geweest te zijn om een goede melkboer te zijn, hè?
No. Well, let's not. I don't think we can compare rugby players to milk cows, but okay.
Nou,
So you're comparing yourself to a milk cow, are you? No,
nee, die andere.
You've got the
Die
others.
Hey, als jij nou de persoon bent die hier gaat staan te vetshamen, dan echt gewoon...
You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. But I missed you, Eric. I missed you.
Ik jou ook, Gareth.
And it's great to be back. I think just to recap a little bit before we get started into the new season. End of last season, we didn't have a show after the final. Eric, Gooi against HRC in Amsterdam. I remember your famous last words were, never will Gooi win the final. Or the Eric also. Anything to say?
Ik ga daar gewoon mee door. Dus dit jaar weer gewoon.
Obviously, yeah, great end to the season for Gooi, for the Eric also as well. I think it was nice that it finished in rain, since it was 10 months of rain in the Eric also.
10 maanden.
Just about right.
And now today it started raining again. I almost decided to go away again.
Het is verschrikkelijk, hè? Dat houdt niet op. Nou.
But saying that, at the same time, end of last season, RSA up to the era class, Rotterdam students down to the future class. So RSA up into the era class, 12 teams, new competition in terms of structure, no top 6, bottom 6. We're going to get into all of that in the show. Should be interesting to hear, because I mean, like, also players, coaches, bit of movement. So exciting show ahead.
Ja, het is een heel ander jaar. Een ander jaar dan vorig jaar. Je moet maar zien wat er gaat gebeuren. Meer kansen, denk ik. Minder snel afgestraft. Meer kansen om in het seizoen te groeien. Meer tijd om... Ik verwacht minder blessures, eerlijk gezegd. Omdat je in de kou minder speelt. Ja, volgens mij is Jim Boudewijn er al uitgetackeld.
I think Jim, there's a lot of injuries in this
Dus
first
het begint
round.
meteen heel slecht.
In this first round, I must say, there's a lot of injuries from all the clubs. I think we'll ask some of the coaches about that as well. But We'll get into that when we start talking about this. But international news, Men's World Cup qualification this year for the Netherlands in terms of, qualifying for Australia. There's the extra spot on for Europe, but also for Asia, which makes it really interesting. A team like Hong Kong now walks into the World Cup. Do you think, that's
not fair.
That's not,
No.
And I mean, you're talking about, okay, obviously they're a massive union for World Rugby, the massive budgets, but, Asia gets an extra place where, it's Japan and Hong Kong that fight for one spot.
Yeah.
Then you've got Europe, which has got, how many? 48 unions, playing unions, with only 4 spots.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, does it?
No, I don't think it does. I think World Rugby are probably going to have to go back to the drawing board and have a look at how they've divvied up this qualification if they're serious about growing the game to a larger audience, particularly in Europe. Not only Netherlands, Belgium making strides, looking to kick on and also challenge to try and make that World Cup. Hong Kong. I mean, they had a couple of games over the summer and it didn't pan out too well. I know Belgium went on a tour as well and were quite successful.
But looking at the under-20s from Hong Kong, I mean, it baffles me. It baffles me that, that this, and you look at it like even South America, I think South America gets another, or Americas get another one.
America gets another one, yeah.
And then Australasia as well. And Africa also get one, do they?
I think so, yeah.
And then Europe get one, but it just doesn't make sense. Now Namibia will probably walk in, or no, you've got Kenya or Zimbabwe who probably walk into that. If they qualify, they'll go in. USA, Canada, now basically one of them gets saved if you don't win.
Yeah.
Because Uruguay and Chile, it might be interesting there.
Yeah, potentially. Chile and both went to the last World Cup, and I think the US haven't made it in the last couple. So
die 2 zijn wel, zeg maar, een reden waarom je kan zeggen dat Nederland de machine wel te zoeken heeft.
Ja, maar I think
de laatste keer was het wel competitief, zeg maar. Werd wel, ze verloren natuurlijk dik, maar ze hadden er wel iets te zoeken. Dat ik heel lang wel heb afgevraagd wat wij er nou te zoeken hebben. Ja, het gaat echt wel omhoog, hè. Zie ik ook wel. Ik zie dat de onder 20 steeds beter wordt. Maar het verschil blijft heel groot.
Yeah, but I think, if you look at Portugal, where their journey started and where they are now, winning games at the World Cup, you might lose, but you might win.
Yeah.
If you start to invest and start looking after what you're growing here locally, the clubs can only get stronger from World Cup participation in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
You hope if the campaign is done well, you get volunteers, you get more active sponsors, the product. You should be able to sell the product, right? I mean, that should be interesting for us going forward.
Ja, je hebt 2 manieren om er tegenaan te kijken. Hè. Dus, er zijn mensen die zeggen, als je op de Wereldcup speelt, dan trek je meer spelers aan. En je hebt mensen die zeggen, nou, je moet een piramide opbouwen. En van onderaf en dan kom je vanzelf op die WK terecht. En voor allebei is iets te zeggen. Ik ben meer van de tweede, omdat ik bijvoorbeeld met honkbal, daar spelen we iedere keer om de wereldtitel, maar ik ken echt helemaal niemand die het doet. En er komt ook niemand bij die het doet. Dus ik weet het niet. Ik heb gewoon geen duidelijk antwoord.
But don't you think, okay, baseball is a different thing. There's no real, the league in the Netherlands is nothing that is seen on the world stage, right?
Er zijn 2 clubs, hè? 2 clubs in Nederland die altijd...
So I think,
maar Nederland is wel een topland.
Well, I think for me, if you look at our under-20s, you look at our under-18s, we're steadily getting better every year. The talent that's coming through is getting better, right? The academy system, it's spitting out talent now in the 10th. A lot more kids are getting signed in France, in the UK. Making a living out of rugby. Yeah. That only goes well for us in the future, So I think, I certainly think that a country like Belgium, like us, maybe even a Poland, if they get their act together, would come in the back door there. Germany were there in the past. It would be interesting.
Ja, maar er zijn nog wel stappen te zetten. Want van al die gasten waar je het over hebt, die in het buitenland spelen en ook geld verdienen en geweldig getalenteerd zijn, buiten kijf. Maar hoeveel spelen er op het hoogste niveau? Hoeveel spelen er op het 1 na hoogste niveau? Er zijn er nog steeds maar heel weinig. Uiteindelijk gaat het om het derde niveau waarop de meeste jongens spelen.
How many players in the World Cup are playing on 3rd level? Portugal,
Ja.
Uruguay,
precies.
Chile.
Dat is ook zo.
I mean, it's the same as the Olympics. I mean,
Maar die Georgiërs die spelen allemaal in de top 4.
Nee, niet allemaal.
Ook wel.
but James, don't we have to start somewhere?
I dare
We're not going to
say,
walk in the World Cup and win it, are we?
but I dare say that Netherlands now has more guys on top level contracts and top level rugby than Hong Kong, Kenya, or Zimbabwe.
Oh, 100%.
And then even before France.
100%. 100%. I could bet. I could bet your house, all your winterbanden on that.
Gareth, heb jij die 2 jongetjes uit Nieuw-Zeeland toch op de lijn zitten, of niet? Want die heb je er allemaal voor nodig.
Welke?
Die 2, die broertjes Holland.
Ja, maar die gaan niet voor Nederland spelen.
Yeah, they're in line to play for the baby blacks and the All Blacks. So.
Well, I think Fabian, I know Razor's apparently quite a big fan, and I think had his citizenship or his 5 years been done, I think he might have been very close. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the November tour.
Look, I think you've always got to understand that the cream of the crop, you're probably going to lose a few of them to play for other countries.
Ik heb hem bij de Barbarians zien spelen.
Okay, so I know we're getting stuck on this point. We must move on, but you know Scotland's only got 17,000 members. Yeah, but one of Scotland's policies is fine. I mean, you know that the teams in the World Cup with the least amount of foreigners are
South Africa.
Argentina and South Africa.
They're all foreigners.
Okay, we're moving on because now it's getting controversial. Under 20 trophy, that happened in July. Netherlands finishing for the first time in the 5th position. First time we took part in this tournament. Fantastic experience for the youngsters. We go at it again in November to try qualify for the Junior World Trophy. We would love your support, so please get in touch if you want to support the Under 20 program.
Is dat weer in Praag?
Yeah, it's weer in Prague. Great weekend away. Or week away, get to Prague. Eric, you were there last time. You brought the cold weather with you. No. Please don't this time. Yeah. A whole bus full of Dukes players. It was fantastic. Are they going to be there again this year?
Dat hoop ik wel, maar daar ga ik niet meer over.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, okay. Then also the Damas. Damas will be in Dubai from next week Friday at the WXV, trying to qualify for the World Cup. Good chances there, playing against Samoa. Well, Fiji actually next Thursday in Amsterdam. I know you.
Ik ben erbij.
Fiji, the Netherlands playing Fiji next Thursday at 7:30 kickoff in Amsterdam. Then it's Samoa, Spain and Hong Kong, all in Dubai to try to qualify for the World Cup. So good luck to the ladies. Great chances there. They're looking very strong.
Wat moeten ze nou nog precies doen?
They have to win 2 games.
Gewoon out of?
3.
Out of 3, okay.
So I would think they should probably target Samoa, Hong Kong, Spain. Spain's still a target game. I mean, here in Amsterdam we lost by a couple of tries. But, you know, in the previous years it was 60, 70.
2 jaar geleden weer weggespeeld.
Yeah, and now it's competitive, so...
En ze hebben nu toch veel meer getraind. Je bent nu veel langer en veel meer bezig
en volgens mij hebben we nu ook Pleunikivi erbij.
Yeah, and we have all our international players back in. So, yeah, it should be exciting.
Yep.
Should be exciting. So, international news, Dutch rugby, looking good, Eric. I know you're a big supporter of the orange shirt. Love it, mate.
Hand op de tranen springen nu al in mijn ogen.
But moving on to local news, that's why het is weer rakkers all here. Yeah, the Dukes.
Ja.
Miracles do happen.
Ja.
Diok played so badly that they forced the Dukes to win the first game of the season.
We were cornered. We were cornered.
Hey, Eric, you must be happy.
Ik was heel vrolijk, ja.
Yeah? Geen winterbanden yet?
Geen winterbanden.
Goed zo, jongen, goed zo.
We rijden dadelijk de beelden.
So just quickly, if we look at local news, players, I don't know if any of you know any of the players that have been brought in. We know a lot of teams have brought players in.
Nou, ik zal je vertellen, ik ben vorig jaar gestopt als voorzitter en ik heb deze zomer echt een rugbyvakantie gehouden. Dus ik doe wat met het eco en daar ga ik dadelijk iets over zeggen.
Has your wife not told you to go away yet? Like leave home? Like,
Nee. Nou, ik ben dus meer gaan doen wat ik eigenlijk zou moeten doen, werken. Dus nou, dat gaat prima. Ik heb een klein beetje afstand gehouden, dus ik weet minder dan ik anders wist.
Okay.
En normaal vind ik voor voorzitters is de zomer de drukste periode. Want dan, al die transfers en trainers en spelers, dat hoor je allemaal. En nu hoor ik dat helemaal niet, dus ik ben minder op de hoogte dan anders. Maar ik haal dat snel in.
All right, so I've got a signing of the year, or signing of the season for me. Do you know anyone, Boudewijn? Maybe the Dukes, maybe?
Nee, ik heb alleen van Breda een heel klein beetje gehoord. Die voorzitter die was heel blij dat hij 2 props had binnengehaald.
Oké.
Maar toen zag ik zaterdagavond de score en toen dacht ik, die is niet blij geweest. Dat hij die eerste wedstrijd tegen ASC verloren heeft. Dat was zeg maar toch wel een van de winstpakkers, denk ik.
Ik kreeg een teamsheet toegestuurd van AAC van vorig jaar en van dit jaar. En die hadden dan van de 22 spelers stonden nou 17 andere namen op. Dus het was misschien niet direct hetzelfde AAC waar ze tegen speelden als...
So in other words, you're looking at players, transfer news, RSA got a complete new team, in other words, is that what you're saying?
Ja, ik heb 1 teamsheet gezien, of ik daar iets op kan baseren, weet ik niet. Maar het zag er wel uit als een hoop nieuwe spelers gaan.
Okay, and then obviously Breda, a couple of players. I think they've got 3 or 4, huh?
Ja.
And then I think the signing for me is Wolf van Dijk.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Massive signing. Amazing to have Wolf back in Dutch rugby. What a player.
Voor de competitie.
Now you see, this is what we're talking about. Yeah, but this is what we're talking about. Dutch talent that went overseas. Clubs must get these players back if they can, because what an asset that is to any team. Cleaning up on the weekend.
Nog 5, 6 van dat soort spelers erbij en iedereen blijft in Nederland dadelijk.
And Rotterdam also signing a couple of props.
Yeah, I think they got in a couple new forwards coaching. I think he's leading a lot of the coaching as well. From what I
Interesting
understand.
discussion about that. Is he not coaching another team as well?
Yeah, I think he's also doing Rotterdam students.
So one in the era class, one in the future class.
But I don't know how that's going to work when Rotterdam futures play Rotterdam students. So
Well,
Rotterdam, both sides
Rotterdam will be the winner at the end, won't it?
Jukes, 5 nieuwe props. Die zitten in 1 huis, maar die ene die heeft er 4 opgegeten. Dus er is nou maar 1 over, maar die zien we dadelijk.
And you just accused me of fat shaming.
It makes sense that didn't recognise anyone on the Duke's team sheet. Obviously, now that Eric's not in charge, the purse strings have been loosened and lots of recruitment going on. Was that?
Nee, veel meer. Volgens mij waren er een hoop jonge gasten vanuit onze eigen opleiding. Henk Joost stond er weer in.
Henk the Tank.
Henk de Tank. En die maakte een tackle. We hebben hem niet op beeld, we hebben net gekeken. Die maakte een tackle.
I heard it was dark purple, you said.
Nee, dat was niet die tackle, dat was een andere tackle. Die was echt heel rood. Iemand werd zo uit de lucht gesnapt, dat was gewoon rood, klaar.
There was a lot of
controversy. Dus er was geen kaart, dat was gewoon...
Een hele goede tackle.
But lots of graduates from...
Eind draaide hij een heel klein beetje, maar...
Alsof je met 60 km per uur van achteren aangereden wordt door een Daihatsu Quoren, weet je wel. Dat gevoel.
Right, but I think it's nice to see the Bravo Mafia back in.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, Milan didn't play this weekend, but Macefoot's Henk. I think I've been on trip with those boys. My God, what a great bunch of young lads those are. And yeah, good luck to the Bravos.
Time op 9.
Yeah. How many of the winning Colt side have graduated into seniors? Seen a couple that were in the Spars.
Volgens mij zijn er 3 naar de Aspire Academy. En er zitten er een stuk of 4 of 5 nog bij onze Aspires. Dus die gaan gewoon... volgens mij komt het allemaal goed.
Yeah, good, nice.
We hebben Mark Mistou aangezocht als technical trainer voor skills trainer voor de Aspires. Daar ben ik super blij mee.
Nice.
Coming to Gooi and stealing all the secrets.
Ja, of hij hier voor Gooi, denk ik. Want hij speelde afgelopen weekend gewoon voor Gooi, hè?
Ja. Dus, there we go. Mark Mistou, you're going to explain that one.
Wij gaan uit van vertrouwen.
Right, if we look at coaches, I mean, HRC, obviously, Hadley staying there. Other than that, who's staying? You staying, Mitch, at Ameland?
Logan at Haarlem.
Logan and Haarlem.
Is Ronald still at Breda?
Ronald Barefoot.
Ronald Barefoot's is still at Breda, so those are the 4 coaches that have stayed.
So 8 new coaches in.
Johan Hartwig is naar Gooi van de Oysters.
Yeah,
waar die technisch directeur was naar...
Marshall from here to Diok. Andy Agoni back in the mix. Can't keep him away, And then we, obviously at Hoek van Holland.
Nieuwe trainer.
Bram from Belgium.
And then we have a Spanish coach at... head of rugby geworden daar, geloof ik.
And then Australian at
Glenn is head of rugby geworden bij Hoek van Holland.
Yeah. So a lot of movement in the coaching department.
Oysters in Australië met Nederlandse roots. Geurts heet hij.
Everyone's got Dutch roots. I mean, you guys were everywhere in the past. I'm sure I've got Dutch roots if you had to look somewhere.
Yeah, we visited
maar ik ben nu al ingeburgerd, Erik.
Ieder bordeel, Markies van Montfort. Ieder bordeel. Wereldwijd.
Right, if we look at the league, let's talk about the league. Different setup this year, no more top 6, no more bottom 6. So no real pressure at the beginning of the season.
Nee, maar hoe vaak hebben we het hier over gehad, over een split season? Dat is toch geweldig?
Ja.
Want we
Totally.
spelen nou tot december, hè? Tot december.
Ja.
Dan liggen we 2 maanden stil. 3 maanden stil.
No.
Ja, oké, maar kijk, dan denken ze dat clubs amateurs zijn en dat de bond... Maar Rugby Europe is ook echt heel amateuristisch. Hè? 2 weken voor de start van het seizoen komen ze... Ja, we hebben toch iets veranderd. Er komt dan een wedstrijd. Toen is er geschoven, is er een hele rare keuze gemaakt door de bond, vind ik. Door te zeggen, we gaan Ameland faciliteren. Terwijl we gewoon vastgelegd hebben in de regels dat dat niet hoort te zijn. Zo, hè? Recreatief rugby en prestatiesport door elkaar heen halen. En nu moeten we dus 2 weken ergens in het midden, dan krijg je dus een derde pre-season. En dat gaat dus wel weer blessures opleveren. Dus eigenlijk heel jammer dat dat is gebeurd.
Want je hebt nu een winterstop en dan heb je even later weer ergens een klein stopje.
Nou, eigenlijk zouden we dan 22 maart beginnen. Maar we beginnen nu 2 weken eerder, spelen we 1 wedstrijd, dan weer een week niet en dan weer een week wel. Ja, dat is echt gewoon net kut.
Ja.
Ja, dan moet je heel erg mazzelen met je tegenstander.
Nou ja, wij wilden jongens, we hadden 4 jongens zouden naar Nieuw-Zeeland gaan voor een stage. Die komen dan, ja, die mis je dan, dat. Maar ook andere dingen. We hebben ook, voor de rest heb je een programma gericht op groei. Ja. Dat wordt nou weer onderbreken, want dan moesten 2... Het is allemaal gewoon weer net kut, weet je wel. Ja. En voor Ameland, dan denk ik, ja, kap, doe normaal.
Ja, durven normaal.
Ja.
Mafkees.
Mafkees.
I think a chance missed as well. No games on King's Weekend.
I think our best game last season was Gooi Ameland, King's Night. Serious braai, meat, beer, clubhouse full till 2:30 in the morning. You know, amazing party. And this year, the bond says, no, have it off. Ik snap het niet.
That's the perfect time to have local derbies.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You have Dukes versus Oysters down here on a Friday night. You know, ourselves and Hoy going at it again. You've got Cass Harlem potentially.
Okay, so my question to you guys.
Rotterdam.
My question to you guys is, how do we stop the declining numbers in rugby and people coming to watch rugby if we do things like this? If we stick to traditional ways of doing things and expect a different result, come on. I mean, okay, we've changed the competition, finally. I don't agree with 12 teams, but the competition's changed, okay? Surely now it's time to say, guys, Friday night games. Look at the Premiership, look at the Super Rugby, look at the French competition. They play Friday nights, they play Saturday nights, they play Saturday afternoons, sometimes even Sundays. What is wrong with clubs coming up with a better way to young families? Mitch, as a coach, you've got a young family, 10 months of the year, plus he has ambition to be an international coach maybe, right? If you play on a Friday night, you have your whole weekend with your family. What is wrong with us changing this?
Ja, je bedoelt op vrijdagavond spelen?
Ja,
dat kan, maar voor heel veel spelers is dat heel moeilijk.
I'm not saying every night, Eric. I'm not saying every week.
Incidenteel. Nee, dat is prima. Waarom niet?
Ja.
Ja, als je gewoon ieder weekend 2 wedstrijden uit de hele competitie en dan van tevoren vastzetten, dan kunnen spelers weten van tevoren, kunnen met werk regelen, 2 in huis gaan.
Nog belangrijker, als je interessant wil zijn voor televisie, wat heb je dan nodig? Dan heb je sfeer nodig. Dus dan heb je wat verhult nou dat er maar 500 man langs de kant staat? De duisternis. Kan je met verlichting heel veel doen. En dan maak je er een super sfeer van. Dan ziet het er heel gaaf uit. Dan heb je een programma wat op de televisie een potje kan breken. Dat gaat overdag gewoon niet lukken. Kijk, oma Henk staat thuis. Zullen we zwaaien? Weet je wel,
But for sure. So I think the league, you're happy that it's a split season. 12 teams, too much. I think we're going to see that now by the end of this year. We're going to say there's too many big scores.
Yeah.
Denk je dat er nou meer gewisseld gaat worden? Dus zouden teams nou het lef hebben om te zeggen, we moeten, heel lullig, tegen Breda. Dus ik durf een aantal spelers rust te geven.
Natuurlijk. Look at this weekend. I mean, with Delta playing. Gooi missing 5 players.
Nee, we hebben gekozen voor een dynamische planning. Dat klinkt een beetje raar. Wat dat betekent is dat de sterkere teams tegenover zwakkere teams staan. Omdat die veel spelers regelen.
That's exactly what Boudewijn is saying is now.
Er is over nagedacht.
The era class. But still, it's still like you're resting players against another era class team.
Ja, vind je dat goed? Ik vind dat goed.
Je geeft de nieuwe spelers een kans. Dat is wat je doet.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, but hold on. What about your future class then as well?
That's what I was just going to
So let's use the Gooi example of this weekend. 5 players in Delta. playing away against Breda, and at the same time you say dynamic and it's been thought about, your future class team is going to Rotterdam, students to play there. Different venue, so you can't use the same bench, but you take 5 players for a regional team.
Wat is dat? Maar dat is dan incorrect, want de Rotterdamse studenten hadden dan daar moeten spelen.
Kijk.
Oh, bij Breda, ja dat klopt. Ja, er zitten 2 of 3 van die wedstrijden in per jaar, dat is wat het is. Ja,
en die heeft hij wel op de goede plek gezet. Die komen niet van het Joeks vandaan, dat weet ik wel. Over nagedacht, hè?
Want AAC is gekoppeld aan Aascrum, dus dat dempt de pijn weer een beetje. Maar je hebt er inderdaad nog een paar over.
The same for HRC. HRC has also got 5 players in Delta, playing away to the Oysters, and their team, their future team is...
Tegen Haarlem ook.
Yeah.
Haarlem.
And the 2 teams that are providing the most players for the Delta team are the ones getting the... Ja, kom op.
Nee, maar Den Haag speelde tegen Haarlem 1 en tegen Future Class, hè?
Yeah, that was last week.
That was last week. This week,
je hebt het over deze week.
this week they're playing RSA and Delft Studenten, 2 different venues.
Maar even voor de duidelijkheid, je kunt alleen maar die 5 spelers afstaan als je daar zelf toestemming voor geeft als club. Want je hoeft er maar 2 te leveren, punt.
Okay.
Dus als je er meer levert, heb je daar zelf toestemming
That's
voor
the other
gegeven.
side of the coin.
Ja, dus als je nee zegt, is het nee, klaar.
Yeah, I think the winter stop's going to be game changing. I think with the youth of today, or the younger generation, and keeping players in the game, they want to be able to have that break to go families, parties, ski, whatever. No one really wants to play. It's not a spectacle of rugby in January, February, and early
100%.
March. So I think the winter stop's going to be great, and for the national team and our ambitions to be able to push on. Giving access to the coaches, to the players that they want to have in that period, perfect. But you're probably right. Is 12 teams a little bit too much? Is 10 the magic number potentially? I'd really like to see, in the EDA class. If you're in the EDA class, you need a future class and you need the Colts to be playing, and you need to show evidence that you've got those. Because we had an exchange pre-season with HRC. Colts played, futures played, first team played, all at Ameland. Great day. We need to be seeing more of that.
100%. Super Saturdays with the Colts future and the men, the era klasse. What would be nice is that you also have the 3rds and 4ths somewhere involved in the day, because I think that's now the next challenge. Boudewijn, we were talking off camera, is that how do you keep both parts of the club connected? In terms of that your first and futures don't end up on an island. With your sort of 3rds and 4ths, your recreational side.
Bij de Jukes heb ik begrepen, hebben ze dat als volgt opgelost. Die gaan wel samen naar de wedstrijd toe, maar in plaats van dan de future klasse kijken, gaan de Jukes van het eerste dan lunchen samen ergens anders.
Boom. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Een mooi voorbeeld hier bij de Bosse rugbydagen vond ik het wel heel mooi. Ik ben hier 1,5 dag geweest. Maar gewoon, er was voor iedere team wat te doen. Ook voor de dames, voor alle meisjes van de club was de training geregeld. Richard van de Broek gefixt, hè? Ja, dat goud die jongen. Dus echt heel mooi om te zien dat dan heel de club toch op zo'n weekend vertegenwoordigd is.
And imagine that could be every weekend.
Ja.
And I think that's the difference.
Iedereen wil dat ook gewoon, hè? Iedereen wil dat. Die spelers kiezen daar niet voor om ergens anders te gaan zitten lunchen, hè?
Nee.
So in other words, they were forced.
Nou, dat verzinnen ze niet zelf, nee. Maar ik vind het wel een aanvraag.
Someone had to pay.
Ja, ook dat. Ik heb geen idee wie. Ja, dat is ook niet zo.
The players probably wouldn't pay for that. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to move on to the first game, it's Gooi against the Oysters. So interesting. Some controversial points here about the line-out in the mall. Some dodgy no-arm tackles. Player with an MCL injury out now. That happened 4 or 5 times. The player finally got a yellow card, but that should be stamped out of the game. Eh?
I don't even know if he got a yellow card.
No, he got a yellow as far as
yeah. But yeah, it looks like Jim's season could be over after 20 or so minutes into the game. It's not something that you want to see with such a key, important player for Hoy as well. So, yeah, that's going to be a
good
big
to see
loss.
Steyn Albers sort of getting some sort of form, but very stop-start sort of game, gents. 24 penalties against Hoy, I think. Unfortunately, we don't have Stats Pro, because things haven't been sorted out yet in terms of the TV and the filming and the stats and everything. So next week hopefully everything...
Ja, er moet geüpload worden naar Teams TV. Dan kan StatsPro daar de beelden vandaan halen. Maar dat is niet aangemaakt deze week.
But a comfortable win at the end of the day. Don, this has got to be a game. Don loves scoring in corners. He's a finisher of, I tell you, the final, the semi-final, now this first game is, it's definitely a finisher of note.
One of his specialties, and against his boyhood club as well. I'm sure he had great joy in getting a couple there.
A nice try here from Oysters as well. Oysters definitely look like a team that are going to push a few teams. I think last season we expected that to happen. It didn't really happen.
Ja, ze hebben nu wel stappen. Ze schijnen echt een goede level trainer te hebben uit Australië. Ik hoor daar echt goede verhalen over. Kwalitatief goede trainer. En hij heeft wat spelers meegenomen. Dus ja, ik verwacht eigenlijk wel iets van de Oysters. Ja, als dat team gaat groeien dit jaar. Ja.
Okay, and well, we thought now the coach of the Oysters, Johan, has gone to Gooi.
Ja, dat vind ik dan wel weer bijzonder. Want wat heeft hij dan laten zien dat hij de kampioen van Nederlandse trainer zou moeten worden?
Great finish.
I think you have to ask Gooi that, but I mean, yeah, he's in the national pathway. He's an up-and-coming trainer, so yeah, why not? And this is the famous Gooi move, give it to T. Ja.
Dat maakt er nog wel een verschil, hè?
Ja, tuurlijk.
Spelers.
Hij is een van de beste spelers in Nederland.
Ja.
Dat zie je bij de Dukes ook, hè, dadelijk met Ollie, die gewoon...
Ja.
Als je even ras geeft, dan gaat het beter.
Definitely.
Yeah, look, so Gooi winning that comfortably 20 points to 13, eh? Nothing really to write home about, but a solid start. A win is a win.
Yeah, that's points on the board, but equally for Oysters as well. Like last year, they struggled away from home, so them picking up a bonus point, that's probably a point gained on what they were last year.
And Gooi will probably peak in the second half of the season when they get all the players back, Eric. Eric's got an empty glass, so no words for him left. Okay, so the second game we're going to look at now. This is Cass Rotterdam. What a start!
Met Wolf van Dijk in de Rotterdamse gelederen. Hè?
What a start, yeah. And yeah, I think Will Maddox wouldn't be happy with that defensive effort, but he caught him eventually. But great start for Cass, and that's all she wrote really. That was it for Cass. The script change there. And Will Maddox and Fogarty just running the show there. Really. They've kept the spine of their team. Yeah, Rotterdam has got to be one of the favourites for this year. And you've got Wolf van Dijk back, who...
Yeah. No, and I think they've added a Australian in at hooker as well. So, yeah, when you're talking about that... You're talking about that spine being quite strong.
Tom Alloway starting at 9. Interesting. Nice to see the young... he's not really a youngster, but... he was behind Pierre Monel last season. He's up there now. Look at this try from Maddox. Unbelievable.
Ja, geweldig. Echt.
Niet normaal, man.
Wat een topper, hè? Niet normaal.
If you see the highlights...
Ik heb nog maar heel weinig gezien. Maar voor mij is Rotterdam sowieso kandidaat.
Yeah, and also you've still got the hitman at 12, Rouw. The Portuguese centre, fantastic player. They've got a bit of technical nous. I mean, look at the small here. About them. Maybe the new forwards coach, they're doing some interesting things. But definitely got to be up there in terms of after round one.
I think
them and RSA.
Yeah, I think consistency-wise, it'll be a big thing in their set piece and forwards. They had that line-out drive last year, which could punish teams and hurt teams. I think it's going to be, can they keep them going for the rest of the season, and then how broad is their selection behind it? Because I saw their futures took a bit of a battering on Saturday. Again, probably at 2 different locations, so that plays a
It does play a big role, eh?
Yeah.
It plays a big thing, and that needs to be sorted. But look at this. I think, if Maddox stays fit, him and Fogarty in the back line.
Yeah, they're both quality operators and really good people as well. Yeah. Having chats with them after the games when we've played them last year, really nice men. And you keep them fit, keep Wolf fit. Yeah, they're going to be in the mix.
En het lijkt wel, of ik heb alle wedstrijden oppervlakkig bekeken, moet ik eens, alsof zij van hun trainers geen fouten mogen maken, terwijl alle andere clubs gewoon zoveel fouten mogen maken als ze zelf willen. Ik heb overal penalties, fouten, scrums, gewoon de bal die
dit clip je veel minder.
Nee, maar Rotterdam maakt gewoon veel minder fouten. Nu al. Maar de rest is aan het begin van het seizoen, maar zij zijn al up to speed.
I think the penalty count was quite high against them. They do have a tendency to give away or leak a few penalties.
But I do understand. I think the shape as well and the speed of the game, them running onto the ball, they do look good. But everyone knows, peaking in September or peaking in May is where it counts. Eh?
Ja. Gaat er iemand never roepen.
How much of it plays in with Cass as well? Obviously, they had a tough end of the season last year, and you hope for them that it's not going to be more of the same. But a 50-point loss in the first game. I think
Cass are lucky that there's no top 6, bottom 6.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they've got some good young kids. They've got some talented players. Maybe you've got the likes of Dirk, Ringer.
Is he back? Yeah.
I don't know if he's back.
Barcher?
Barcher's on the bench for Delta this week. So.
But is he back at Cass? Was he staying in France?
I think it's a mystery.
And then, I mean, of course, Ilan Farsa.
Yeah.
What a player that is. I mean, they're not short of talent.
Joris back fit and playing as well. So yeah, they've got plenty of talent there.
Doornbal.
Joris van Haarlem af.
Ja.
Alkmaar.
He's an Alkmaar boy
Ja,
originally.
klopt. Ja.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Nou, ik heb het idee dat Cas en Diok. En dan denk ik dat er bij Cas nog wel wat groeien. Als Bartje inderdaad gaat spelen, dat soort gasten, dan kan daar nog wel wat versterking in zitten. Maar
Well, if Dirk Winninker comes back and Barcher is back, and then Daily Limmer.
Ja.
You know, if they come back,
I think so, yeah.
if they come back, I mean, Dirk Winninker by himself makes that team 15% better.
Ja.
Toby Twig also didn't play on the weekend.
Toby
so
Twig.
that's a big
So
loss
they've got
as well.
some names to come back, which will make it interesting. But what we saw this first week is not something that Cash should be writing home about. No. Then we've got the rivalry Haarlem against HRC. Good start here from Lucas. Good start. And Haarlem into the leader in the first 3 minutes. But that's...
gespeeld op de Haagse rugbydagen, dus bomvol, heel veel publiek.
Yeah, it looks really full, Eric.
Ja, daar kijk naar de schaduw.
Kijk man, yeah, there's crowd all around.
Er staan er al een heleboel aan de bar.
As long as they don't play that HRC hardcore song. My God, that's a shocker.
Welke bedoel jij?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even remember. But all I remember is that I got a headache listening to it for 2 minutes.
Big Kyver Horn.
Ja,
Car for Horn, try of the week, probably.
Ja, kijk man, drukte man, gezellig.
Ollie White, the forward coach at HRC, doing some good things there. More at the final was fantastic, and they seem to have kept that going.
No, yeah, with him there, with his expertise, I'm sure they'll go from strength to strength.
But also Haarlem using interesting tactics of trying to sack them all 5 metres out. I mean, that's just what you do in minis rugby.
Yeah, and you don't want to do it. Like I said, one of their strengths of HRC is their maul.
Finally, here they start scrumming it, which they actually do well, but then over push. If they just held that in, they let HRC slip past them. But yeah, so a good start for HRC as well. Yeah. Haarlem also probably worrying Thompson, although they've got a new director of rugby, head of development from Paul Roos, Ian Campbell McGeehee, outstanding coach. Really eye-opening. He's coached Springboks, Stormers. I think we're very fortunate to have someone of his quality joining us here in the Netherlands.
Wat is hij gaan doen?
He's the director of rugby at Haarlem. He's still in South Africa trying to sort out visas and stuff. You know, as a South African, that green passport, you can't go far with it.
No, I think that bodes well as well, given how strong their youth section is. I think they were in the final of the Cubs in the juniors, or semi-finals, and semi-finals in the Colts. So they've got a good pathway coming through. And if it gets their hands on-
Haarlem.
Yeah.
Haarlem, yeah.
Haarlem, so I think over the next 3 years, you should be seeing some real interesting things there. You know, especially with someone with Ian's knowledge coming in, it should... and they've lost Dino Bosic, which is probably a good thing.
Waar is hij heen?
He's retired.
He's too
Early
busy.
retirement.
He's too busy trying to get his driver's license, which can...
Attempt number
You know
9.
that this man should never have a driver's license. He's failed his theory test 9 times.
Dat kan niet.
Dat kan niet, hè?
Misschien moet hij hem dan niet in Mandarijn-Chinees doen, maar in het Engels.
Gareth doesn't mind because he gets paid to chauffeur him around, so it's fine. I'm sure Gareth's got a contact.
I have a team. I have someone that I have to give a lift. He relies on me. So Dino, keep failing, man. Keep failing.
Enige minpuntje. En ik weet niet hoe Jong Den Haag 2 was. Of die speelde met een Future team. Of hoe ze het hebben aangepakt. Ik ben er niet bij geweest. Maar Haarlem 2 kreeg wel maar 75-3 op de ballen. En dat is iets meer dan we hadden gehoopt eigenlijk.
Yeah, that's not something that we want. But we'll get to the feature class. The Dukes!
Oeh, there they are.
Oh, man. Who's that? Is that Ollie?
Ja, is Ollie.
Slim, hè? Old Duke player. Putting Duke to the sword.
Interesting, try this one.
Nou, we
Oeh,
kunnen
dat
dat.
vliegt timen.
Goed gezien. Ja, dankjewel.
Ja, dit is ook, ja, want jongens, dat mag
Ah.
gewoon verdedigd worden, hè?
Ja, Catherine, the referee.
Ja.
So the Dukes, some new players, you say, Mitch?
Yeah, it looked like a few new faces in the forwards. I mean,
So, Ollie,
any team that has, Ollie,
island on island.
Ollie, Vugger and Sione there at 10, 12, 13, there's a lot of experience. And then you had Macefords, Milan, Van Dongen.
But
still to
interesting
come back.
is that the Dukes are playing sort of wide.
Yeah, not something you'd normally associate with a side coached by Andy. So it's obviously maybe he's gone back to the drawing board a little bit this summer and come up with a new style. But then again, it suits when you've got Ollie, when you've got Mace, when you've got Milan, that you want ball in hand.
I'm glad to see they're starting to use...
Dat was ook wel de tweede helft, hè? En toen was Dio kapot en toen lag er ruimte aan de
Ja,
buitenkant. En
volgens mij stond Milan daar. Is Milan
I'm
toch?
glad,
Ja,
to
dat
see,
Milan.
I'm glad to see the Dukes using proper defence now,
Volgens mij zijn er 3 spelers bijgekomen.
I think it's our defence that we
Een
brought in
nummer
as well.
8 en een nummer 10.
But good start for the Dukes, Eric. You must be happy, mate.
I'm happy.
Yeah. Boudewijn, anything about the Dukes? Other than...
Nee, ik vond het heel erg rommelig. Ik heb die wedstrijd terug zitten kijken en als ik hier naar de Dukes aan het kijken ben, heb ik altijd wel een beleving. Maar als je dan thuis nog een keer gaat zitten kijken, dan ja...
The way
It's
Eric's
after
looking
moeilijk
at
te
me, I can
verteren.
feel the knives.
I actually wasn't looking at you, I was looking at Jasper as passing through.
All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, moving on to the last game of the round that we have. I'm not Mitch. So we thought, here we go. Mauling it all over the... I must say, the new forwards coach here, this is definitely illegal mauling. I mean, look at all of them in front of the ball. It's niet normaal, man. Kan dat.
No, Robbie.
Slip more there, Robbie Kutsia. Got to work on your techers there, mate.
No, a few new things, and obviously change of coach staff.
That's not in the side.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been walked under had Rossi not managed to dot
Quality
it down.
referee en Gert Visser.
Ja.
Ik dacht even, daar gaan we, dat wordt heel saai. Maar het was wel een mooie open wedstrijd. Het verschil met vorig jaar is dat er veel opener gespeeld werd.
Interesting defense there, Mitch, using ice. Huh?
Yeah, I think we shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times with our own problems there. We were off our 22 and trying to throw
Front
an
row
offload
struggling in the sun, eh? Heat stroke, I believe, something like that. Sunstroke.
Yeah, no, heat definitely played a factor. It was about 31 degrees at kick-off, so the Dutch boys aren't used to that kind of heat. So a few of them down. Had no water breaks either, so boys had to suffer out there for 40 minutes and try and get hydrated and go again.
Donkersloot, he's a great player for Hoek van Holland. He's a hard worker. And
Dit is ook slim
he
gezien,
seems
goed
to be a
gezien,
good player,
hoor,
this
goed
12,
gezien.
eh? Where's this boy from?
I think he came out of France. He was with Jack Slob at Clermont and was let go. And
Not
decided
Jack
to
Slob
come.
back for the Hookers?
Yeah, I was speaking to him before the game. He's obviously back next week. He was saying getting some first minutes, which is good for the 20s, of course. But obviously good to have a talent that's gone overseas and coming back into the game and playing at Eredivisie level.
Yeah, good carry by him. Not, and yeah, interesting. Yeah, he should have just gone himself, but still, Bam and Ross, the
Een beetje
experience.
rommelig, maar ze maken er wel een traai uit. Het is ook rommelig.
Yeah, Rossi with the offload there and Bam,
And
getting
Bam
over.
getting in, eh? So 2 for Bam this weekend,
2 for Bam.
2 for Don,
Yeah.
lots for Rotterdam.
Yeah, no, I think, well, to be fair, Rotterdam normally share their tries around quite a bit, so we'll see Jules here going a bit of a saunter.
Oh, welcome back, Jules Sweer, huh?
Yeah, no,
Oh, as a forward pack, you wouldn't want to see that. Little goose step. Oh, is that Kevin?
managed to beat a couple of times in that.
And
in
then
that
the
movement
dive
there.
is the best part of that, isn't it?
Nice little swan dive, got everyone excited on the sideline.
Well, welcome back to Dutch rugby as well, Jules Sweer, huh?
Yeah, no, good for him to be back in.
Oh, Bram.
Ja, oh.
Bit of Bowden Barrett running style here, I think, eh?
Again, that 12, yeah, dangerous player, dangerous footwork, and if you give him time and space to do things, I think he's going to be a handful for a lot of sides this year. So, no, a good win, good result in the sun. Obviously, 5 points, you keep pace, the early pace setters, and but very clunky kind of performance, which you'd expect for first head out of the year. But can't complain. There's lots of time to iron things out.
Yeah, so if we look at the fixtures, Dioc losing at home to the Dukes, 15:30. Cass losing at home to Rotterdam, the thumping of the weekend, 11:53. RRC, surprise of the week, beating Breda at home 33-17, convincingly.
Heb jij ze nog niet gebeld als ze videobeelden moeten leveren?
Nou, ik heb wel even mailcontact gehad. Want het is natuurlijk gewoon verplicht om beeld te hebben. Want anders is er geen level playing field. Hè. Dan kan niemand naar jou kijken. Terwijl iedereen, jij kunt wel naar iedereen kijken. Daar hebben we afspraken over gemaakt. Dus ik ga ervan uit dat het goed gaat komen. Nee, het is jammer. Ik hoop dat ze de beelden nog uploaden. Want iedereen wil dat natuurlijk ook wel even zien. Ja. En ik vind ook als je als eerste klasse club echt een legendarische ereklasseclub zijn, de AAC natuurlijk, promoveert naar de ereklasse.
Dan mag je er wel
en je eerste wedstrijd wint. Ja, dan
zou het leuk zijn als ze nou niet meer winnen.
Yeah,
de eerste wedstrijd gewoon
so we're going to move on with that, but we'll come back to it. Ameland at home to Hoek van Holland, 31-15, convincing win for Ameland. Gooi against Oysters, 2013. You know, with Oysters recruitment, stuff like that, sort of expected. And then Hawks putting Harlem away at home, 40 points to 8. First round, done and dusted. If you had to say, right, who are the two teams that stick out here at the moment? 2 or 3 maybe?
Rotterdam, Eemland,
Haagse.
En dan denk ik dat er verrassingen dit jaar gaan zijn, die echt serieus nog stappen gaan zetten. Oysters, Hoek van Holland. Kas als echt die jongens allemaal terugkomen binnen een korte termijn. En als...
You're mentioning everyone.
Nee, ik heb pas 6 opgenoemd.
Maar Hoek van Holland was vorig jaar natuurlijk ook al gewoon...
Goed, Hoek van Holland presteert stabiel.
Nee, ja.
Stabiel goed.
Okay. So,
en ik was nog niet klaar. En de Dukes als ze de shit voor elkaar krijgen.
Ja, maar ook, I think remember your famous words last year, Gooi will never win. And you haven't mentioned them again. He's going to come back and bite you in your ass again.
Nee, ik zal jou vertellen. Ik zeg niet dat ze gaan degraderen, hè.
Right, so that's the first half of the show this evening. Obviously a lot of talking. Eric with his predictions. We've got Giel's predictions in as well. He's not allowed a microphone, so I've got them written down here for him. So we'll be getting into our predictions after the show. What a first half it's been. A lot of controversial, well, not really controversial, just talking points, but good start to the show. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you very much. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the second part of HIWRs3ep1, Season 3, Episode 1. Wow, 3 seasons. Congratulations, Eric and team. I think that is a special mention for all the team here, all the hard work that goes in. I know tonight we haven't had Stats Pro and stuff organised, but that should be all up and running next week, Eric.
Ja, ik verwacht
As you said you'd feel better next week when you're better prepared.
Ja, waarschijnlijk wel. Even iets meer tijd erin steken, maar geldt ook voor de club. Gooi heeft vanaf volgende week hebben ze Vimeo, of iets ergens, zo'n automatische camera. Johan Kok gaat met vroegpensioen.
The legend.
De legend. Beste beeld van de ereklasse gaat met vroegpensioen. Maar, goede nieuws is, hij blijft wel in het Verre Oosten filmen. Dus
Dwingelo.
Dus we krijgen een regelmatig beeld van Dwingelo in de uitzending.
Okay, well that's good news. So, ladies and gents, the show can only get better. Saying that...
Wel even een klein applaus voor Johan Kok en al het beeld wat hij heeft geleverd.
100%.
Dat was echt gewoon fantastisch.
And I know that the video stand at Gooi has been named after him, the Johan Kok stand. And he's a legend of the club. His son, the family has been a fantastic servant to not only Gooi, also Dutch rugby. He did a lot of filming for the national team back in the day. So Johan Kok, we wish you all, from HIWRs3ep1, we wish you a great retirement and enjoy your time with family. I'm sure you'll be chased back to the rugby field as fast as you left it. Yeah?
Heel goed.
Moving on. That comes to the next thing is with HIWRs3ep1, we always need more people to subscribe and take part. Please, in the comments, put your feedback, suggestions, anything like that. We'd love to hear from you. We know about Eric's banter, so you don't have to tell us about that. But you did come up with a good one now, yeah? You are what you eat, but...
You are what you eat, but I can't remember eating a fucking legend.
There we go. So, moving on. Future class, good start for the future class. Great that the future class has come into the second season. Successful first season. If we look at some of the results here, starting with the Dioc versus the Dukes putting Dioc away easily there as well.
Ja.
Things not looking good at Dioc.
Ja,
I believe your good mate Kees Asman is back in the reins there, is he? Is that true?
Heb ik niks van gehoord. Niks gehoord. Ik weet wel... Nee, want...
Nee.
Nee, helemaal niet. Nee, want... Het Verve is gestopt, ja, inderdaad. Ja, die doet interim nu Marga is... Marga is interim, Marga Deen is interim voorzitter, lid van diensten van Rugby Nederland. De vrouw met een hele grote staat van dienst voor het Nederlandse rugby. Die doet het voorlopig, of ze blijft bezig.
Okay. But there, Dukes comfortably winning that. Interesting things here. Fuga is still the coach of the Espoirs.
Nee.
Nee?
Nee.
Oh, okay, that's new.
Nee, ja, daar had geen zin meer in. Mark Mistou, nu als tech-trainer van Gooi. Nou, ik vind dat geweldig. Uiteindelijk leveren wij met regelmatig trainers aan andere clubs. Zoals altijd zegt, vinden we niet erg. We leiden ze met veel plezier op.
Right.
Zolang dat een op- en neergaande situatie is. En we maken allemaal onze coaches beter, dan is dat hartstikke fijn. Heel blij met Mark. En Eden Scanlon. Een van de beste flankers die Nederland ooit gekend heeft, maar op een heel jonge leeftijd al heel erg geblesseerd raakte. Doet voorwaartse werk nu bij de Espoirs. Daar ben ik heel blij mee.
But I think that's a club that's investing well in the Espoirs. Gooi investing well in the Espoirs. Ameland bigger. I mean, Ameland's got some amazing coaches coming in there now. Good structure there. It just shows HRC strong with the Espoirs, how they're treating it. I mean, I watched the Gooi future highlights, and I tell you what, wow. Watching those academy players, 17, 18, 19 years old, really, showing their skill set and stuff, really, really cool. Really, really cool to see.
We hebben de aantallen, inmiddels heel veel clubs hebben de aantallen. Maak er nou gebruik van, want het gaat zo verschrikkelijk in je voordeel werken.
Ja.
Dus, maak me wel een beetje zorgen over Dioc. Of die het hele seizoen door gaan trekken met een...
Well, I mean, a close game for our scrum against Rotterdam Student, new coaching staff Rotterdam Students. Snyder's Barrow going to our scrum, Veach and another coach coming into Students. Close game there, 12-10. Then Ameland at home to Hook. That was a close game.
It was.
You're missing quite a few?
We had quite a few unavailable, some last-minute holidays.
For the course?
Yeah, couple of niggles that we thought not to risk in week one. But saying that, really, really good game, really high quality.
I must say the score at Gooi Delft, it was surprising because Delft, usually strong pack, good scrum, maul.
Fast and opportunist.
Boston Ale, good coach. And then Gooi with a very young team. But Utrecht Students, well coached by Sven Bullens. Just missed out on promotion last year to the Ereklasse, Boudewijn. Now they beat Rotterdam comfortably 44-0, but again split match.
Ik weet niet hoe Rotterdam tweede voor staat. Ik weet wel dat die ooit
goed was in de finale.
Yeah, they were in the final against Ameland last year with us.
Rotterdam 1.
No,
Rotterdam Futures was in the final.
Was in the final. I know that was it was the side that got them promoted to the era class. That basically they're all playing in the future class, but still a relatively strong side, and a lot of the names look similar. So, fair play to Utrecht Students.
Ja, we hebben nog geen cijfers gezien van de leeftijd, of iedereen de nieuwe afspraken serieus heeft genomen, zeg maar. Dus dan gaan we nog zien, volgende week beoordelen.
And then obviously HRC putting the sword to Haarlem. Haarlem coming into the future class, I think that can only get better for them. 75.
Dat kunnen we wel hopen in ieder geval.
Ja, ze zitten in de jeugd in ieder geval. Volgens mij zaten ze bij alle vier de categorie, cups, junior en colt zaten ze.
Yeah, they were in the top 4, yeah.
Ja, Haarlem doet bij de jeugd doet Haarlem het altijd prima. Dus de toekomst is daar wel veilig, maar 75-3 vind ik toch een hele uitslag.
No, for sure. But future class, we can all agree, Boudewijn, that it's good for the game. It's good for the growth. It's good for the youngsters to get exposed from colts to seniors. It's certainly keeping players in the game. Interesting stat. HRC have 98 colts. But how many go into their senior game?
Yeah.
I think you can count them on one hand.
Traditioneel weinig.
You can count them on one hand that go from colts rugby to their senior structures. That's got to be a concern.
Maar is dat dan, bedoel je dan het eerste of bedoel je dan de volledige?
Nah, yeah. What I heard is that it's to the future and to the first team, but a lot of them leave to go study in Delft, Rotterdam.
Scrum.
You know, so they lose a lot of players to other clubs.
I think they've got a good. Obviously, there's that Colts side narrowly lost out. There's a couple of players I saw that played in the Colts against us in pre-season that came off half-time. Got a run in the future side, so they're starting to maybe see the benefit of getting that pathway right and then pushing.
Well, HRC Colts will be untouched this season.
Yeah,
it's amazing team at the Colts. It'll be interesting to see. But just
we worden gewoon heel knap tweede dit jaar.
Wie?
HRC Colts.
Yeah.
Worden we knap tweede.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But the future class, we can say, is a good development.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you're seeing now with I think it's everyone has to have, at least in the match day squad, 14 have to be under 24, I believe. Eric will correct me if I'm wrong.
60%.
Yeah, so you're seeing more and more younger players getting a run. Plus, you're having to have two, if you're at the same location, 2 to 3 that have played in the future sitting on the bench. So it bodes well for the development of these young players.
100%. It's good for Dutch rugby, good for the under-23s, keeping the youngsters in the game, getting rid of the old boys.
En wat een dagen heb je, hè, als je zoveel leuk flitsend rugby te zien krijgt.
Yeah, not if you're playing one team in Breda and one team at the Oysters and one team at Delft.
Van de 22
I love the words you used at the beginning of the show. Dynamic competition scheduling. Doe even
22 wedstrijden speel je er 3 niet samen met je eerste team. Dat is vergelijk met vorig jaar. Is dat echt super.
Well done, Eric. Good job.
Harro. Bedankt, Harro.
Ja, Harro bedankt. Okay, so we're going to move on predictions, guys. Boudewijn, I know you've been waiting for this the whole night.
Ja, de hele tijd al, ja.
So if we look at the predictions for the Era-klasse, right, what are we looking at here? First game of the weekend, Breda at home to Gooi.
Ik ben er bang voor Breda. Ik denk toch dat Gooi punten mee gaat nemen.
Okay, so Boudewijn saying, oh yeah, before we start this, if you can post your comments, in the comments, post your predictions. Gil, obviously, he won last year. He's got his predictions. He said he got 100% last weekend, but we'll have to work that out. But Boudewijn, you going for Breda?
Nee, ik ga voor Gooi. Nee, wacht.
Gooi.
Breda heeft wel het voordeel.
I was going to say Breda against Gooi. You're going for Gooi, bonus point?
Ja, bonus point.
Bonus point, Mitch?
Despite 4 or 5 Gooi players being involved with
a lot of injuries.
Yeah, and a fair few injuries.
You said off camera that Breda would win it.
No, I think that was you. Stop trying to pass the buck here.
You said because you're gone. You said they would. No, whatever.
Oh, here we go.
No, I think it could be tight. I think T obviously wasn't named with the thing, so I still think they'll have enough.
Bonus point or no bonus point?
No bonus point.
Wee! Okay, so bonus point win, no bonus point?
Yeah, bonus point win.
Bonus point win. I'm going to go with bonus point win.
For Breda.
So 3.
I'm just kidding.
So 3 bonus point win, 1 just normal, but do we say Gooi to win there, easy 4? Okay. Rotterdam, Diok.
Yeah, Rotterdam.
At home, Diok away. At home they were not... doorzetting is definitely not their kracht at the moment.
No, but we used to say door inkoop ook krachtig, and they did that wrong too.
Okay, so we're going to go here. Boudewijn, Rotterdam, Diok.
Rotterdam gaat winnen.
Rotterdam gaat winnen. Bonus points?
Die filmpjes gezien. Ja, met bonuspunt.
Okay. Giel says the same. All right. Mitch?
Yeah, Rotterdam, full 5 there.
Yeah, full 5. Yeah,
Ja,
Rotterdam
ik denk zelfs
full...
dat het pijn gaat doen bij die jongen.
Yeah, Rotterdam full sweep. Full sweep, yeah. Definitely. Hook against Cass. Eric?
Hoekers.
Hook. Je mag niet hooker zeggen, hè?
Hoekers from Holland.
Gonna go with the hook on that one.
Hook.
Hoekers.
Yeah, Hook. I think clean sweep there. Giel as well, so that's all of us on there. Ooh, the tough one of the weekend. Haarlem at home to Ameland. Mitch, we'll start with you.
Yeah, no.
You're
winning.
Giel goes Haarlem. No, he goes Ameland. He gave me the look. Ameland, full bonus points.
Ameland met bonuspunt.
Yeah. Eric?
Ja.
Yeah, full sweep for Ameland. Ooh, this could be the one of the weekend. Just like a Breda Gooi. 5 players for HRC at Delta. Away to Oysters again, split team in Delft. What do we reckon? HIWRs3ep1. Giel puts question mark. Interesting. Computer says confused. What are we looking at here, Eric? Oysters, HIWRs3ep1.
We're looking at Haagse win.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be very
It's not
convincing.
going to be bonus point.
No.
Nah, not a bonus point in Oysters to pick up a losing bonus point.
Okay, so close game. Within 7.
Ja.
Gaat het regenen of niet?
Oeh, het gaat regenen. De hele week.
De hele
Wonen we
week.
in Nederland of niet?
En rugby, dat is
De vraag is niet of het gaat regenen. De vraag is niet of het gaat regenen, hoeveel maanden het doorgaat.
Boy, that's the comment of the night, Eric. Banter. He's come back
Dan
with banter.
twijfel ik over het bonuspunt, maar Den Haag gaat wel gewoon winnen.
Yeah, that's going to be close, yeah? And then, Dukes against RSA. At the Dukes.
De laatste keer dat wij hier gespeeld
Nou,
hebben
ik
tegen ASC, volgens mij de grootste uitslag ooit geweest.
I find this amazing that a Dukes supporter in Giel has gone with RSA to win with bonus point.
Hij heeft geld
It's
gehad.
evil, it's evil.
I mean, Giel, I can't believe that this has to go on social media.
Ja, het is niet helemaal... Giel, ik help je wel, dat is niet waar hoor. Oké, let op. Van de Dukes heb ik gezien dat het nog niet best is. Maar wel een stuk beter dan die ook. En van AAC hebben we geen kloten kunnen zien. Maar ze winnen van een iets versterkt Breda. Dus dat betekent dat AAC zeker niet onderschat mag gaan worden.
No, I'm saying Dukes plenty. Dukes by bonus point.
Dukes gaat winnen en ze nemen ook nog een bonuspunt mee. Maar ik denk dat het heel onverstandig zou zijn om hier heel zelfverzekerd te roepen. Daar gaan we even overheen, maar dat gaan we niet.
Misschien moeten ze van tevoren even gaan lunchen.
Nou, ik kan me zo voorstellen, de Espoirs zijn al weg. Hè, dus die,
There goes that fishing rod. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go. Dukes, Giel says Dukes bonus point.
Yeah, Dukes by lots.
Dukes by lots.
Bonus point.
Yeah, Dukes by lots. Yeah, clean sweep there. So there's
17 spelers die we niet kennen, hè, jongens. Je kunt niet zomaar iets roepen.
No, they lost to Castercum
no,
pretty
no.
comfortably, and Castercum got pumped by Rotterdam. Yeah.
This is Eric trying to downplay Dukes'
Eric's trying
title
to downplay,
expectations.
Managing expectations.
Okay, that.
Ik heb hier Dukes vorig jaar tegen Breda zien spelen. De eerste keer dat ze tegen Breda moesten. En dan gaat het toch 40 minuten echt heel taai. En dat komt ook omdat ze daar veld op stappen. En het komt wel goed. En het komt wel goed, maar de eerste helft kwam niet goed.
Ja, maar er is ook iets van een bepaald, wat er vroeger heel sterk in zat natuurlijk, een soort oorlogsvoering op het veld, dat is er wel een beetje vanaf. Gaan nu rugby, zoals ze vroeger ten strijde trokken.
Yeah. Well, let's say like the Dukes with their sort of experience at Ereklasse niveau should be comfortable winners here at home. But I think the predictions are in, guys. Interesting weekend of rugby.
Ja,
It's going to be raining the whole
saai
week.
weekend wordt. Ik denk dat alles volgens mij gaan we geen verrassingen zien hoor.
And we've got Delta as well on Saturday night against the Brussels Devils. Saw Delta training the other night. Poof, looks impressive. You can see the youngsters coming through. Some real good work done by Lynn and his team there. Really interesting. It'll be, but Belgium heavy, scrumming, mauling, physical.
En de vraag is heel erg, wat doet België? Vorige keer hebben ze die wedstrijd hadden ze afgesproken dat ze met een jong team zouden spelen. En ja, dat was bij de Belgen niet echt gelukt.
Good
Yeah.
Dat is weer eens, Gareth. Dat is al de tweede keer vandaag.
Yeah, no, this is getting scary that
Yeah,
you
it's
and I
scary.
agree on something. Okay, but we've come to the end of the show. I think a lot of talking, but at the same time, some good information, I think, for the viewers at home. Good start to the season. Interesting. It's going to be a long one. So, I'm going to throw it out there. Who do you think is going to win the Ereklasse this year? Boudewijn?
Dukes.
Jukes!
Dukes.
There we go, first one in. Giel, you didn't put that in. Mitch, can I ask you this? No?
You don't have to ask me.
I don't know who. Aimland. Eric, this is interesting. If you and I are going to agree on this.
Rotterdam.
I like that. You know what, judging on first round, as much as I like Aimland, I'm going to say at the moment Rotterdam's the team to beat after week one, seriously.
What can you say? But after 1 week,
Maddox and crew, Wolf van Dijk, what a man to sign back in the
line-up.
Dutch country. In Wolf we trust.
nou, ook al heb ik die wedstrijd niet gezien, dan had ik dat nog steeds gezegd.
Ja.
Gewoon vanwege het feit dat soort jongens, er komen steeds meer, groeit daar iets. Dus het verzwakt niet, versterkt wel.
For sure. But gents, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking time out to be here. And we will see you again soon from the rugby club, the Dukes. Houdoe en bedankt.
Ja, doe dat. Dat was het.